My membership into the Power Reel Mower Club begins today, so stick around as we set up the California trimmer. Here we go, my friends. Today is the day. Christmas come early here on Budget Lawns. I appreciate you coming back for another episode. If you are subscribed already, thank you so much. If you're not, please consider doing so. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment. If you like this video, that really helps me out so much here on YouTube. So, we've got the California trimmer still in the box. Yes, I have cracked it open just to take a little peek at what's inside, but more importantly, I cracked it open because this should be the first thing you do when you get any new piece of power equipment, and that is get the owner's manual out of it and start reviewing. So that's what I've been doing this morning. I've been going over the owner's manual and learning as much as I can about this unit before I dive into it and start taking everything out of the box and setting it up. But what we're going to do today here in this episode, we are going to get this lawnmower set up going through the owner's manual, and there aren't many steps to accomplish this. I'm not going to give you every single detail that you need to know because I strongly encourage you to get all of that from the owner's manual yourself. It will include everything that is contained in this box. It will tell you what tools you need to get it set up. But what we will do today is we will go through the basic steps to get this thing set up and get it ready to operate for the first mow. So here we go. Let's do it. Drum roll, please. All right, let's start getting everything out of here. I'll give you one little peek at what it looks like here in the box. This obviously the grass catcher on top. And then we've got some bubble wrap for protection. And there is the California trimmer reel mower itself with all the other things that you will need to get it assembled and ready for use. I'm going to get this out of the box and then I'll take you through each step of that process. So I'm not one of those people that just starts pulling everything out of the box and throwing it all over the place. I'm very methodical with things when I put them together or assemble things. I take a good look at everything that I've got to do before I even do any of the steps. I do want to point out all the different warnings and spots. This thing comes with zero fuel, obviously, but it also does not come with oil in it. Just like there is an owner's manual for the lawnmower itself, there is an owner's manual for this Honda GX120 engine, so you want to make sure you educate yourself on that as well. Inside the box did come some oil for it, so we've got that to put in after we get it all set up. And I've got the front caster rollers, wheels I should say, because this one did come installed with a front roller on the front of the unit. So it is time to crack open the owner's manual for the lawnmower itself and begin on step number 1 of setup. All right, step number 1 of setup is complete. So we are setting up the California Trimmer Classic. This one's the one with 7 blades and the Honda GX120 engine and the front roller added. But whether you're doing a unit with the Honda engine or the Briggs & Stratton, things are going to be pretty much the same with just a few minor differences throughout setup. So make sure you're paying attention in the owner's manual to those ways that they are just slightly different. But step 1, pretty simple, just attaching the upper handle to the lower handle. You have 4 bolts here, 2 on each side. Make sure the washers are in the right place here on the outside with the bolts, then the nut on the inside. Once you get those tightened down and secure, step number 1 is all finished up. All right, not much to step number 2. All we're going to do is attach the roller lift rod to the toggle using a cotter pin. There's a hole there, you'll stick that cotter pin in. And I'm just going to barely bend this up to keep that cotter pin from vibrating out over time. Pinch it together. There you go, step number 2 in the books. Step number 3 is more of a review step for us. We just want to make sure that this clutch cable is routed the right way. But this cable looks good, that cable looks good. Step number 3 is done. Easy breezy on step number 4, my friends. All we're doing is attaching the throttle lever to the back side of the upper handle here. The only thing you want to note here, make sure you have the nuts on the back side of the upper handle. If you got that done, you're all finished up on step 4. Okie dokie, step number 5. If you had any problems with this step or the cotter pin from step number 2, let's say you had problems finding these clips or the cotter pin, then you already failed because you did not get your owner's manual out first, because all these little pieces were found in the bag that contain the owner's manual. And here on step number 5, all we're doing is attaching this wire to the upper handle with these pins. Now, depending on the routing of the wire, or not pins, but clips, you can use 1 or 2. I'm kind of a neat, organized freak, so I'm going to go ahead and use 2 just to keep it nice and clean and looking good. And after I get those clipped on, I'm just going to make sure that the throttle can go freely from the minimum speed to the maximum speed, and indeed it does. So step number 5, all finished up. The 6th and final step of setup for the mower is pretty simple. Now this one is just getting the grass catcher onto the mower. I don't anticipate using the grass catcher much, but it is certainly something that I would have ready to go. Pretty easy on the instructions here. You're just attaching this to the catcher itself using some washers and some pins. Then you've got 2 little hooks here on the back side or front side, whichever direction you're from, of the catcher that are going to attach to the caster bar of the lawnmower. Then a little hook here on the engine that this will attach to. And then there you go. It's all set up and ready to use. Now you'll want to use this hook when you're getting these set into place, because there are 3 holes on each side of the catcher. And I kind of just experimented with it before I picked the holes that I ultimately went with before I got this set, just to see where it needed to be. But you can make adjustments on these depending on the load you expect for the amount of grass clippings. So that is everything you need to do to get this set up and ready to go. Now we're going to move on to gasoline and filling her up with oil, and after that it will be mow time. Well, that's all she wrote, my friends. We got her gassed up, our oil levels just right. She is ready to mow, and I can't wait. Oh, but first it's hot. I got to get some rest. In the next video, we're going to go over some of the operational features and some of the other characteristics of this unit that attracted me to it in the first place. So you don't want to miss that, and be on the lookout for future videos where you see this in action and I give you my honest, unbiased opinion about the California Trimmer Classic with 7-blade Honda engine and front roller on the front. I appreciate you watching this one, and we'll see you next time.